everybody. Welcome to another episode of M-Class Podcast.
Oh, my sweet titty Jesus.
And I'm your host, Jeff.
And I'm the other guy, Josh.
The best guy, Josh.
I'm the one who is named Josh. It's me.
That's his catchphrase, everybody.
Put that on a shirt and smoke it.
That's his other catchphrase, everybody.
I got so many new catchphrases. I'm trying out.
You know, we're right smack dab in the middle of the worst episodes collection.
Yeah, we're this will be halfway when we're done, thank God.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Already feeling a little regret for starting it, but
what's the DS9 one? I don't remember.
Oh God, I don't remember it either.
Oh,
Profit and Lace.
Profit and Lace. Yeah.
Yeah, which is also it's the one where they give Quark a sex change.
Oh yeah.
Which sounds like a fake episode when I say it like that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But it's a real episode.
And then Futurama stole that episode.
Yeah, it did actually. But
with
the
Bender.
Creators of Futurama are like giant fans of Star Trek.
Yeah.
I want to shout out to all our Turek boys.
Turek boys.
Before we get into this.
Oh man, I can't believe that this is another bad episode.
This is voted on by us and nobody else. So if it doesn't line up with your choice, it doesn't matter. Please don't tell us.
We don't care.
This is we don't. It's
100% votes, 2-0.
It is TNG episode fucking 4, the 4th episode of this series.
Yeah,
Code of Honor.
It's go watch it now if you haven't watched it. I recommend you don't.
Yeah, even if you haven't watched it, I think you'll get the reason why you shouldn't if you just listen to us.
Yeah. Also, it literally made me uncomfortable watching this episode.
Yes. There is a fun fact right out the gate that I've talked about
I'm ready.
Before.
I'm ready.
I've talked about before, but Code of Honor was written by a lady, which is the craziest fucking shit to me.
Yeah.
But it was written by a lady named Catherine Powers, who has a very specific fetish.
A foot fetish.
No. Her fetish is a white woman being kidnapped by a person of color and being forced to marry them. And having to have a fight to the death with their consort.
So here's the thing, like, if you've ever read, like, I've never read these books, but there are books that, like, you know, like your mom or, like, your grandma probably have read that are super fucking schlocky romance novels.
Like sex novels, really.
Like fuck novels, right? Where like a Native American,
the word fucking turgid a lot.
Yeah, turgid novels, and so like that happens in those books where like a native person will kidnap the woman.
Yes,
who's usually like a very proper
and then
lady.
He will ravage her.
Yeah, they get ravaged, which
is the favorite word next to turgid in those novels.
It's used second only to the word is and the.
Catherine Powers wrote this episode where an African king pretty much kidnaps a white woman and forces her to marry him, and then she ends up in mortal combat with his black wife. She also wrote a Stargate SG-1 episode where a Mongol ruler kidnaps a white woman and then forces her to marry him, and then she ends up in mortal combat with his Mongol wife.
Man, this Catherine Powers sure does have a very specific fantasy.
She's, like, so specific, but she has to get it out there into the world. It has to get out there.
I would caution her if she's alive still. I don't know if she is.
She is, yes.
I would say maybe now is not the time for this type of thing.
No, 1987 wasn't the time for this type of thing either.
No,
and neither was 1998 when Stargate SG-1 was out.
Yeah. There's a lot of really bad shit in this
There's like
episode.
10 years between these two fucking episodes.
There's so much shit, dude. Like, we talked about it a little bit before, and I literally turned away, and I was like, I don't know.
It's pretty fucking rough. It really is.
Yeah.
Another John Larroquette fun fact of the week for you is that every person that worked on this says it's the worst Star Trek episode ever made, except Catherine Powers.
Well, you know, she loves it because this is like her thing.
Yeah, this is
I get it.
She's got 2 shows that she could just jill on forever.
It's worth ruining your career if you just could jill off to your own writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, you know.
I was watching this episode and I was thinking, would it be better if everyone in this episode was white?
Yeah, I thought that too.
Yeah, it would be better, but like marginally, because they're all still dressed like Afrocentrically, and like a lot of them are dressed like blaxploitation characters. It might be even worse.
Look, like they would have to make them aliens and give them like how they do for every alien on Star Trek. Like there's like white aliens and black aliens,
you make
and sometimes
up, like, a culture for them. You don't make them like the Africa planet.
Right. It's not like literally fucking Africa, like the Dutch Congo of like the Star Trek world. Like it's so bad.
It's
like
really fucking terrible.
There's one part where they're like dude, the part like that really got me, where I was like kind of like enough. I was like, all right, I'm good. Was like they're literally like banging bones together to clap. And I was like, yo, that's super fucked up. Like, that's super fucking fucked up. Like,
it's
I don't know, man.
Astonishing to me that this was written and produced and made in the year 1987.
I mean, there's no accounting for crazy racism, I guess.
Yeah. It's just, I can't believe it made it on TV.
Like you said, though, like they should have just made them be their own species.
Yeah.
Not the black people species. Like, that's fucking crazy insulting and crazy racist. They're all black people. They're just black people from Africa.
It's really strange, though, like, because, I mean, they go to planets that are full of white people all the time in like, fucking TOS, but they don't go there and they're not all fucking dressed like dandies from England or whatever, right? Like,
yeah, whatever, like
horrible
the white
stereotype you could fucking come up with.
Whatever the white stereotype is, right? Yeah.
Like, they're not dressed in fucking period clothing and pretending like they have space travel. Like, at least the period clothing planets were, like, set during that time.
Yeah, man. Dude, I don't know, man. This from the get-go is just like, holy fuck.
Yeah, the name of the planet is Lygon 2.
Sure. And
there's like a vaccine that they need to cure like a plague on some planet.
Achilles fever from Styrus 4.
Yeah, Styrus 4. It's a Federation planet. The Lygon planet, which is tiger and lion, by the way.
Yes.
They have.
Did you know that those animals are from Africa? Well, lions are. I don't think tigers are.
I don't know, but they have like the vaccine or whatever, and their leader, whose name is Lutan. Looting. His name is Looting. Lutan.
It's so crazy. I'm only laughing because it's ridiculous.
It's fucking crazy. But they meet in Cargo Bay 1, and they have this whole speech about, to them, like, they're extremely proud. They're a pride people. They're so full of pride. And, like, they talk about them like they're fucking, like, backwards and bullheaded and shit. And these are aliens in the fucking idea of the show. But when you make your entire alien race, like, African people...
Yeah, like a caricature.
You're saying more than you're thinking you're saying here.
Yeah, at this point when I was watching it, I started to wonder, like, because I've seen this episode before, but I skip it every time. I never watch this one.
I haven't watched this episode in years.
Yeah, so it's been a while. So I started to wonder, I was like, I don't remember if, like, this has, like, a point to it. Like, are they going to make some kind of Star Trek point at the end where, like...
They don't do this.
Spoiler alert, they don't do that.
It doesn't
happen.
I wrote this down in my notes. They do a Coming to America bit.
Coming to America.
Like, they do a fucking Coming to America bit where the Ligonians beam over and they drop a red carpet and then kick it open. And then Lutan beams over and walks down the carpet.
When did Coming to America come out? 89?
I don't know.
88?
It is a bit straight out of a movie made by black folks to make jokes about African royalty.
Yeah.
Done by a bunch of white people on Star Trek.
Yeah, man, this is a really tough one. This
Is going to be a really tough episode of M-Class
to be funny on, because, like,
for racists to listen to, really. Like, if you're a racist, you're already fucking pissed at this point.
Oh, these fucking guys. I like when my Star Trek has racism in it. They're Star Trek fans, but only for this one episode.
This is their favorite fucking episode. I do have another fun fact about this episode.
Oh, how interesting.
Our boy, Garrett Wang, who played Harry Kim on Star Trek Voyager, was going to audition for a role. I think I've told this story before.
Okay.
But he was going to audition for his role in Star Trek, so he tried to catch Star Trek on TV to see it.
Yeah.
And for months and months and months, every time he turned on the TV, the episode that was on was Code of Honor.
What kind of hellish nightmare did he live in?
That's what he thought Star Trek was. So he wasn't worried about auditioning at all. He didn't really want the job.
So he probably made him calm. He was probably, like, confident as fuck. Like, hey, I don't care, whatever.
Like, who cares, whatever.
Yeah.
God, if all I'd seen of Star Trek was Code of Honor, I would think it was the most racist television show that was ever made.
It's hard to imagine that even people in 1987 weren't like hey, what are you doing?
The Birth of a Nation of Star Trek.
Dude, that's a great reference. I love that. That's amazing.
There's a fucking scene too, like they have this like big conversation or whatever. Who gives a fuck what they say? Yeah. And they give him a sample of the vaccine, but Tasha Yar like flips a guy, and Lutan gets like a giant raging boner because of it.
Yeah. So he's like, how did you do that or whatever? Yeah.
Also, this episode is written by a woman. However, he looks directly at her and goes, "A woman."
It's crazy, dude.
You're led by a woman?
So not only are they racist stereotypes, but they're sexist.
Yeah. And then,
man, we're firing on all cylinders right now.
So, like, Yar flips a lot of people in this episode, which is cool, but...
She flips that hologram over.
Apologies are a sign of weakness on a racist planet.
Sure. Why apologize when you can just fight to the death?
But, fucking...
Like they do in Star Trek, you know?
Lutan is like, yo, I'm getting that.
Dude.
But then there's like, it cuts, like, it goes to commercial, right? We're supposed to be at a commercial. I could not imagine what coming back from this commercial break and seeing what I'm seeing would be like. Because it cuts back, and Data is carrying a ceramic horse. Just this giant ceramic horse into the thing, and the music is like dun 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 dun, like fucking so dramatic and loud. And I'm like, what's happening? What is going on?
I'm just looking at like tropes and like the amount of tropes that this episode has. Like,
oh God, I don't doubt it.
Like the noble savage. Like there's like noble savages in this. Like. Oh, man. Oh, my God. The chief's daughter. Oh, Jesus.
And, like, fucking Lutan keeps being like, I can't believe you have a woman. What's up with being a woman? Fucking got a woman here. And he's like, on my planet, women own all the land, but they're subservient to men in every other way.
Which is, like, insane. Like,
how does that work?
What the fuck? Like... I don't know, man. I don't even know.
Anyway.
I don't even know.
He's like, hey, can I go to the holodeck? And they're like, yeah, sure. We'll have Riker send you down or whatever. Also, I wanted to point out specifically here, Riker gets a bad rep from a lot of people these days for being like a womanizer, or like people try and label him as a misogynist.
Yeah.
But Lutan is talking about like how on his planet women are subservient or whatever, and Riker is fucking pissed.
Yeah,
like
man.
everybody else is being really polite, and Riker's like, "Well, on our planet, women are equal to men.
Yeah,
That's not weird at all on our planet."
yeah. He
Is genuinely. You could tell he's doing his "I'm pissed off" Riker voice.
Yeah, the voice.
Riker is a great dude, and everybody should love him.
Dude, if you don't love Riker, get the fuck out.
I agree.
All the anti-Riker people just left too.
Good. We're getting rid of all the worst people.
Yeah,
racists, anti-Riker people.
In that order, maybe.
Like she takes him to the holodeck because he wants to go with her, and nobody no red flags are raised by this at all. Like he's like, I want to be alone with her. Real rapey. And then they go to the holodeck, and there's like an Aikido program, and Yar like flips the guy again, so he's immediately like at least half chub.
Right. Women can flip over things.
Yeah, which is crazy to him. Normally, women just own all the land and wealth, but they're not worth anything.
Well, this is like a plot hole, though, too, because like later the women just fight each other all the time, and it's like, well, why wouldn't they be able to fight?
They don't. Like, they have that right of succession thing that hasn't been done in like 200 fucking years or whatever.
Oh, right. That's right. They say it
but they train for it. Like, the women who are like firsts train for it.
Yeah, they fight for the men, because that's a fantasy, right? That's like the thing that everybody wants. Yeah, they're fighting over me? Cool.
This episode leaves a lot of information untold, and it's told in like real quick throwaway lines that you could super easily miss. We're led to believe Lutan rules the planet.
Yeah, it feels like
However, he does not.
Yeah.
Because later he says, my equals here at the banquet, and we learn that he only rules the lands that his first got him, and that anyone can be anyone's first.
Yeah, it's a little complicated. I feel like this is another, like, thing, though. Like, I feel like this is another, like, super racist jab.
The planet doesn't have a centralized government, even though it has this high technology to make transporters and to make vaccines and stuff. Right. There's still tribes.
But also, who even knows how these people marry each other? You know what I mean? Like, it's very like
it is
like colonial. It's very like, well, we went to Africa, and I don't know how these savages live. They don't even marry each other, Christian-wise. You know what I mean? It's very racist.
Yeah, there's a lot of that shit in this episode. Like little nuggets of racism, like not even buried, just sitting right on top of your meal.
Yeah. Nugget turds. Racist nugget turds.
And, like, they're like, all right, well, it was really nice being your friend, Picard, and then he just fucking kidnaps Yar. He just kidnaps her.
Yeah, he kidnaps her.
And they just immediately start firing photon torpedoes into the upper atmosphere of this planet. Which is really Starfleet, really. Dude,
there's a couple... Dude, I don't know. There's so many things in this episode where you're like... Yeah, this is like, So I thought, like, maybe they were going for, like, we're not going to repeat the mistakes of the past type of thing, right?
No,
where, like...
They don't do that.
They don't even do that? They're just, like, fire the photon torpedoes at these people?
Yeah, just fire them into the upper atmosphere. We're going to show them that we have, like, way more power than them.
Don't even aim at anything, just shoot shit.
How many people just died from the fallout of that, I wonder?
Dude. Hey, there's, like, antimatter exploding in the atmosphere. Should we, like, maybe get out of here?
But they're, like, trying to contact Lutan or whatever, and Data's like, hey, did you know Ligonians value patience above all else? And they're like, of course. When did anybody fucking say that? But all right.
Sure, I guess I missed that part.
We'll wait for him to contact us. And everybody just fucking sits up there. I'm like, why didn't you beam down?
Yeah.
You know where he lives. Go down there.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But they're still really worried about the vaccine.
Sure. Oh, that's right. They need the vaccine because they can't make the vaccine.
Yeah, Dr. Crusher shows up and she's like, hey, we need this vaccine. And he's like, well, I'm doing the best I can. And Dr. Crusher, in a very uncharacteristic showing, goes, well, you never saw these people die, so you better get that vaccine, bitch.
And she punches him in the
And
face.
then Picard's like, well, I've seen a lot of people die. And she goes, oh. And she fucking rolls her eyes and then sighs. I was like, shit, what is happening?
Dude, she's like not having it today. Nobody wanted to be in this episode, and they're all just like pissed off.
And then like, fucking, there's this thing, because I was watching Longmire earlier, as I do.
Yeah, now we're talking about Longmire. Fuck yeah.
And I've been watching like a few other things before, and television has this problem for female characters that happens endlessly in TV, where shit is going horribly wrong, and now they want to talk about their feelings.
Right.
Which is usually written by men. This episode's written by a woman, and it happens.
Right.
Like, usually men write a story and they're like, oh, right about now's when a woman would get on her period and get on my ass, you know? And like, but like a lady wrote this.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, by the way, I want to talk about my son. If I was Picard, I would have been like, we have a fucking officer who's been kidnapped. What are you talking about? What does that have to do with anything, Beverly? Get your fucking head in the game.
Was it supposed to be like a B plot? Like, because there really isn't like a B plot in this.
I guess not. But she's just like, I want to talk about my son. He's in turbo lift and he wants to be on a bridge.
That's right.
My son wants to be on a bridge, Picard. Put him on there. And he's like, he should have just been like, what the fuck do you think I'm running? A daycare? This is a ship.
This is the flagship of the United Federation of Planets.
Yeah, but instead he lets the kid on board the bridge because he really wants to dip in the red, you know what I'm saying?
And well, everybody does. That's not, that's the way it is.
It's like the show really tried to build like Troy as being like the sex symbol or whatever, but I was always way more about Crusher.
Well, I mean, you wound up marrying a redhead, so
yeah. I sure did.
There you go.
She's got dark red hair, but she still got red.
It's red is red.
Better red than dead.
Fiery on the head, fiery in the bed.
So fucking Lutan finally calls back. He finally picks up the phone and calls back.
Picks up the phone.
And...
Hello, is it me you're looking for?
He fucking calls back and he's like, hey, I want to see your face.
That's right, because he just does audio.
Picard's like, I demand my white woman back. And he's like, are you demanding from me?
Yeah, he gets pissy.
And then Riker's just like, hey, here's some information that we didn't tell you at all about this planet.
Data talk about it?
Yeah, Data and Riker just start talking about it. And
yeah, the counting coup.
And Deanna's the one who brings it up to begin with, but like Data gives the whole speech about it. There's actually a genuinely funny moment in that speech, though, where he's like in ancient barbaric France or whatever.
Yeah, like what is it? What does he say?
Unenlightened France.
Like a language like that nobody cares about anymore. Yeah. Which is like a super jab at French.
And fucking Picard, Jean-Luc Picard, standing in front of him.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's a good bit.
I think Futurama steals that too.
Futurama, you fucking hacks.
When the professor invents the translator and he talks to him, he goes hello, and he goes bonjour, and he's like, stupid piece of crap made up language. Oh my god.
The soundtrack in this episode, by the way, is fucking out of control. Like we talked about that in the last episode in Spock's brain.
Yeah.
But in this episode, it's like dramatic music at all times, even when it doesn't fit at all.
I felt like that too, and I thought that was maybe because like this episode felt more like a TOS episode.
Oh yeah, it's like the worst TOS episode.
Yeah, I mean it's way worse than like any TOS episode, but like I couldn't tell if that was because of the blinding racism that was being thrown at me, that I was like being thrown off, and I couldn't like see like what was happening really with the show, because like I was preoccupied by
I tried to take notes so I wasn't just like watching with my mouth open the whole time.
Yeah,
but so they go down to the planet.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
They go down to Lutan's house, which he calls his center place, because, man, other cultures sure be using weird words, right? And
It's like people from the Federation say house, and people from Lygos 2 say center place, you know? You know, guys?
It's different. People from the Federation be walking like this. But, like, fucking... He's like, this is my first one, Urena. She's gonna be important later. And Picard's like, I don't give a fuck. Where's Tasha Yar?
Yeah, yeah.
And she's fine. And everybody's fine. And there's gonna be a big banquet later that night.
Yeah. He's gonna give her back at the banquet.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna give you your bitch back at the banquet.
Yeah.
Because this is all a silly ritual that you Federation people just aren't gonna understand.
They do this in, what is that movie? Oh, fuck. That movie, oh, Jesus Christ. It's a Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
Titanic?
Not that one.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Not that one, but closer. Oh, fuck. I'm finding it. I'm looking at
Romeo
it.
and Juliet?
The Beach.
The Beach.
So he takes a shitload of drugs in the beach, and then the beach is like on this island where this drug cartel runs this drug operation, and he goes native, like that's just another trope.
Yeah,
and
that's also a pretty racist thing to say, but
yeah, no, I'm saying it as like the trope, right? Like I'm not, but like, so he goes and breaks into like one of their huts or whatever, and he like steals a bunch of their shit, and then like gets real close to them when they're sleeping, and like that reminded me of this, like where like that's like a ritual thing or whatever that like
the ritual touch thing, like the stealing the thing from them.
Yeah.
Whatever. This is stupid as fuck. But
it's like the dumbest fucking thing.
Like Picard gives his
episode.
big speech, his big groveling ass speech, asking Lutan for Yar back, and he's like, "No, she's gonna be my wife."
Yeah, and everyone goes,
and Urena just there's like. I remembered there being more time between him saying this and Urena standing up and announcing that she's gonna fight her to the death, but it's instantaneous.
Yeah,
like they're not even done gasping yet, and she stands
like,
up.
I'm fighting it to death.
And Picard's like, "That's not gonna happen," and Lutan's like, "Look, you're not getting the vaccine then."
Yeah, rituals. We love them. We have to. That's the whole episode. We have to do this because rituals.
And we get a completely pointless scene on the ship where Riker gets a message saying that the starbase, the plague, is worsened and millions could die without the vaccine. Because we didn't already know that.
I mean, they are the Federation. Like, why can't they make the vaccine?
I don't know. Apparently it doesn't replicate or something. Like, here's the thing.
Sure.
You're a scientist? Couldn't you just examine the compounds in it and recreate it?
Yeah, make the elements and make them go together. You have computers that do that.
You could make the base elements in a replicator and just put them together yourself.
Yeah, you could do that.
This, like, horrible racist planet made a vaccine. You can't make it?
You should have just steered clear of the racist planet for everyone's sake and replicated the vaccine.
Anyway,
yeah, man.
There's this, like, obviously... this is, like, god-awful scene where, like... what's her face? Fucking the lady that wrote this. She like put herself into Yar for this scene. She was Yar.
Oh, I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Where Deanna Troi is like, "Hey, you find Lutan attractive," and she's like, "Well, I do, but
yeah,
I don't love him that way. He's super attractive and powerful, and I want him to take me, but I don't really love him."
Yeah, she basically is like, well, I was flattered that he, like, wanted me. And it's like, yeah, I mean, what?
How? Why? What the fuck?
I'm the most puzzled by her in this episode.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know what she wants. And it feels like watching it, like she doesn't, her character doesn't know what she wants. And that's, like, super weird to me.
I tell you,
it's like...
I was most puzzled in this episode, and I wrote this down, by Deanna Troi.
Yeah.
Troi is like, She has to fight. Give me the blood. Like, she's like, my Betazoid blood is also logical. We have to do this fight. And I'm like, who the fuck is this character?
Yeah, I noticed that too, and I was like, I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know what that's a reference to, or like what the fuck is happening right now, but like, who cares about your Betazoid? Like, I don't understand what that has anything to do with, like, dude, I don't know. At this point, I like throw my hands up.
I was like, pretty checked out at this point. Like, last episode, I was paying attention to Spock's brain throughout all of it, and you weren't. And I just checked the fuck out at this point in this episode.
Oh, man. Let's check the fuck out to a break.
Sure. We'll hit a break, and we'll be back right after these messages.
Next time on Star Trek The Next Generation.
You must get the vaccine from the planet, Captain, immediately.
On a desperate life-saving mission, Lieutenant Yar falls prey to kidnappers.
Photon torpedoes ready, sir. Fire.
You shall have no vaccine and no Lieutenant Yar!
And the deadly trade-off begins.
I challenge you. A struggle to the death.
It's a fight for survival on Star Trek The Next Generation.
And we're back.
Yeah.
Please purchase that good or service.
You do it.
When we last left our intrepid heroes, Picard was going to talk to Lutan, and he pretends like Tasha Yar's she's like, yeah, that Tasha Yar's a great piece of ass anyway. What are you up to?
He's playing the CAD right now.
Yeah, and Lutan's like, yeah, I also love fucking women, so here's my evil plan.
I'm also a straight heterosexual boner man. Please, let's sit down and discuss how evil we are.
And Picard's like, I'm gonna order Yar to fight, and they like toast, and I'm like, what was that about? Why was that necessary?
Yeah. He says like a thing at the end, which like kind of leads you, like kind of, you're like, oh, I get it. When he's like, I hope you get what you deserve or whatever.
Whatever.
Like, because it's let loose that he's actually poor, right? Like he's not rich.
Lutan's not. His wife is.
His wife is, yeah, but Picard doesn't know that at this point, right? Is that the...
He learns at that point.
Yeah, because the other guy is like, well, actually, he's
like,
not rich.
He's like, well, power, yes, but...
Yeah. And it's like, what kind of wingman?
No doubt, although we learn later.
Yeah.
But, we get this, like, scene on the Enterprise, right? Which doesn't seem to have anything to do with anything.
Hey, well, welcome to the theme of these bad episodes.
Yeah, Data, like, goes to see Geordi.
Yeah!
And Geordi has his visor off, shaving blind.
It's so stupid! Don't you shave with your eyes closed, Jeff? Well, we don't shave, you and I, so...
No, I shave
not
my
our
neck.
beards. Yes.
I would definitely not shave my neck with my eyes closed.
I also was referring to my neck and not another part of my neck.
Yes, of course. He was referring to his turkey neck. Fucking Data does his whole shtick about, like, not understanding humor.
Yeah, he does, like...
Which is done like not great in this episode.
Yeah, it's not done well. He tells a really shitty joke. And
then, like, he talks about he accidentally slipped of the tongue and said the joke again, and I'm like, he's a robot.
But why would he do that? Yeah, why would
a robot do that?
Yeah, and then Geordi cracks up like it's the damn funniest thing ever. He laughs at that joke more than he laughs at Zefram Cochrane's taking a leak joke.
That was a good joke. Oh yeah, I get it.
That's funny.
But they beam down to the surface and they're like, hey Picard, what's up? And he's like, hey, examine these weapons.
Do some science on this shit.
And they're like, why? And he goes, I don't know.
It might be a thing we need later.
Just do it. I'm the captain. And he also gives this really elongated speech about how he wishes the Prime Directive didn't exist.
Yeah, this I thought was another, like, super not... Like, I know we're talking about racism. We're hitting it home real hard. But you gotta, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. it's very, again, it's like colonialism. It's like, I wish there weren't rules and we could just kill these people. Like,
yeah,
that's
that is
fucking insane.
the most un-Picard thing that he ever does, including the movies.
Like, what the, like, what? Like, dude, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's crazy. This episode is ridiculous.
Then we get another pointless scene where Urena goes to see Tasha Yar because she asked her to, and she's like, and Urena's like, I don't know why you asked me here, because I'm gonna fuck you up, bitch. And Yar's like, well, actually, I was trained by Starfleet, so I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, it's like super petty. Like,
and she's like, I'm only doing it for the vaccine and not because of Lutan. And she's like, well, why don't you want Lutan? Every woman wants Lutan.
Yeah, it's
and I was like, but why? He doesn't have any like money or like power without the women. Why do they want him? He looks like a pretty average dude.
Maybe they like his cool red necklace thing.
That belongs to her, though. We learned later.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Holy shit.
He's got a good voice. He's got a nice voice.
Lutan.
Anyway,
everyone loves Lutan, don't you? I love Lutan.
Every woman wants Lutan.
I do.
But like, she's like, I'm gonna kill you. You know that, right? Like, I'm going to kill you. And Tasha Yar's like, what?
Bitch, what?
and she tells Picard about this, and they return with their report on the weapons, and they're like, oh yeah, they're sharp.
It's so dumb. Oh
my
god.
They got poison on them.
Well, like, what were they gonna do? Come back and be like, oh, they're totally shitty.
Just fucking punch them. It doesn't even matter.
They're made out of, like, dirt. Like, fuck it.
And they bring out the dumbest weapon I've ever seen.
The fist of the hawk beak?
Yeah, it's a glove that has a hawk beak on one side and, like, a puffer fish on the other.
Yeah, like a blowfish, yeah.
And it's, like, covered in poison. Just completely covered.
Apparently, like, you can't touch it at all, or you're super dead.
And it's, according to Memory Alpha, called a Glaven.
A Glaven? That's pretty cool.
No, it's
Glaven!
Not. Yeah, you fucking hurt my Glaven!
Oh, Glaven!
And, like,
oh my
the
God.
fucking arena that they fight in has, like, supposed to have laser beams.
Oh, it's
but they're
super
really, really obviously fluorescent light bulbs on the end.
Dude, you can see it when they walk by it, and you're like, oh, it's just
They still have the fucking stickers on them. If the camera goes high enough.
Oh man, they didn't know about HD.
And they have a fight in the jungle gym with their poison gloves.
They fight on the jungle gym,
and they have to show that the glove is poison, even though we've heard it 3 times now.
You have to see how deadly it is.
Yeah, Urena's glove flies off and hits a guy and kills him, and no one cares.
Yeah, they just carry him away, and then they beat their racist bones together some more.
And Yar like barely touches Urena with the glove.
Oh my god!
She falls down dead.
She goes. Oh!
Also, by the way, Urena looks straight out of a fucking like Cleopatra Jones, Foxy Brown, blaxploitation movie.
It's very Foxy Brown.
She has fucking like bell bottoms on her outfit.
It's a pretty sweet like copper like tinfoil outfit that she has on.
And she has like a matching headband and shit. It's like straight up out of a 70s blaxploitation.
Yeah, it's like a 70s like blaxploitation Flash Gordon outfit. It's a pretty sweet outfit though.
It is. It's not. But they fucking transport is the word I was looking for. My brain kept going teleport, but
Yar like lays like directly on top of her like a weirdo. Like apparently that's a thing you have to do. I don't know.
You can't beam up 2 people who are standing next to each other, even though they do it later with 5 people. And like Crusher brings her back from the dead. And
so she technically dies, right?
They're like, hey, Lutan, come up to the ship with us and follow me into this room. And he just does it. Like, he doesn't question anything.
Yeah, he's like, okay.
And they come in and they're like, "What?" He's like, "What the fuck? She's still alive?"
He says, "Fuck." It's crazy.
And he's like, I'm fucking. The rules are over. You get no vaccine." And they're like, "Well, she actually died."
Yeah, and like
everything else that happens in this scene is completely fucking inconsequential. Who cares?
yeah,
Urena falls in love with Lutan's assistant because he yelled when she died, and he becomes the new Lutan, and Lutan is disgraced. And Tasha Yar is like, "How sad for you. You've lost everything." And Urena looks at her and goes, Do you still want him?" And she goes, "Well, there'd be complications." Let me get this straight, bitch. Let me get this fucking straight. You still are attracted and have feelings for this dude who tried to murder his fucking wife off so that he could get all of her money and
what
marry
are you gonna
you.
do? Like, what are you gonna do when you like don't have money? All they have is that gold on their fucking communicator. Like, they don't have anything.
He
Dude.
tried to murder his wife, and you're still into him.
Yeah, dude. Look, Tasha Yar sucks.
Look,
Like,
I don't
like Tasha
understand
Yar.
the draw of Lutan. Like, maybe I'm a dude. I'm a straight guy. Maybe that's my
Sure.
problem. Maybe I just don't understand the lore.
No,
of
because
Lutan.
this is fucking 1D fucking bullshit. This is fucking like fuck novel bullshit, dude. Like, they just love him because they do. Like, that's the only reason. There's no reason. It's because they just want the dick. They want the D. That's the only reason. And that's bullshit. That's a shitty bullshit reason.
Like, I don't understand the draw of Lutan, but like, women want him and men want to be him, right? Because
he's not
women
even like
want Lutan.
Shaft, right? Like blaxploitation, like that dude like doesn't take shit from anyone. Lutan's not like a guy who like does what he wants.
No.
Like he's like, he sucks. He's a sucky suck face.
Like, Lutan is not a cool guy.
Yeah, he's not cool.
Lutan is not the guy who picks up ladies in the bar. Lutan has a bit of a beer gut.
Lutan's the guy who picks up ladies in the bar and then tries to kill them.
He tries to get them killed off so he can steal all their money. That's
their
Lutan.
land.
And Tasha Yar loves him.
Dude, this episode kind of made me glad that she died. Like, I was like, I'm glad you died
She's
later.
a terrible fucking character.
Yeah.
And I thought
Like-
we could trace that lineage of her terrible character a little bit. We could talk about... I feel like
How
this is a fitting episode to talk about the legacy of Tasha Yar.
Tasha Yar. Well, they make her real, like, she needs to fuck a lot, right?
She loves fucking.
She'll fuck anybody or anything.
They have the episode, maybe it's right after this, I forget, that's like a take on the Naked Time.
Yeah.
The Naked Now.
The Naked Now, yeah.
And everybody gets real horned up,
yeah.
but especially Tasha Yar, to the point where she just fucks a robot. Everybody else, like, if the human person they want to fuck is like, no, then they turn it, they give up. They're like, all right, whatever, I'll...
Yeah, but she's
not
like, you're
her.
a robot. We're gonna go Westworld as fuck on this right now. You're gonna do what I say. It's dude.
Yeah, and I mean, like, to Data, that's his, like, sexual awakening or whatever, right? Like, he
Right.
still looks back on it fondly, like, to her...
Like the first time.
To Tasha Yar, that was a booty call, right? But it
Yeah.
meant more to Data.
Yeah, Data, like, loves her. Like, he, like, as much as Data can love, like, loves her, right?
Yeah, like, he keeps that hologram of her and
Yeah.
talks about how special she was to him and everything.
Yeah, he has the picture.
But it was
of
just
her,
it was just a call for dick for Tasha.
Yeah,
She didn't give
she
a
was-
fuck.
She was like, this dick ain't gonna need a refractory period, so we're going
Data's
all
the
night.
perfect man.
Dude, Data, we're going all night, Data.
Everybody should have been about Data in this episode. All the ladies love Brent Spiner.
Dude.
Tasha Yar is like a non-character for a while. She's just
Yeah.
like a lady who flips people over her shoulder and then gets thrown against a wall.
I'm all about, like, and you and I have talked about this, where I like my personal theories about, like, the sexual nature of this time period in the universe, like how after some point, like, there was like this like sexual renaissance in the Federation.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And like I'm all
Rise Up
about
points to
right.
that right there.
Right. Like I'm all about like the idea that like as a society we've become more enlightened about sexual attitudes and
I don't have any problem with Tasha Yar fucking.
Right. But in this particular instance it's really, really bad. Like not I feel like I don't know. Not because of like who like she wants to fuck or
No,
not
I mean
fuck.
the fact that she's into she finds Lutan attractive to begin with is fine. It's just a
Right.
weird fucking scene to put in your episode.
There's no reason given, and that's a problem when you're writing a story.
It's also just a weird scene to put in your episode.
Yeah.
But it's fine that she finds him attractive, whatever.
Sure.
But the fact that she still finds him attractive after he tries
After
to
he
murder his
right.
wife.
Yeah, I don't remember the end. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think I just was like, all right, we're good. We're done here. We're good. this episode made me really uncomfortable. And that sucks, man, because like I love Star Trek so much, but like
I want you to know this. I want everybody at home to know this. I was just looking at my notes. And
Yeah.
while I was listening to you talk, I wrote in some variation of "It is unbelievable that a woman wrote this" 3 times in my notes.
yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't
guess
even
women
know.
write those trashy ass romance novels too. So
Yeah,
that's what this is at its heart, really.
Yeah, this is a trashy romance novel. At best, this is a trashy romance novel. At worst, this is maybe one of the most racist things that has ever been on television.
I don't know about that. I mean, it's in the same lexicon.
I don't know. Did they used to air Klan rallies? I don't know. What would be more racist than this?
I don't know. Like fucking like think about how many like mammies there were on TV.
Yeah.
Like blackface used to be on TV.
Yeah, I guess they were. Yeah, like in like cartoons and stuff. Like,
yeah.
Even like Speedy Gonzales to a certain extent is pretty racist.
Well, I mean, that actually turned out to be like a white people alarmist thing.
Yeah, his
like actual like Mexican folks seem to like really love him.
His cousin is super racist though.
His cousin, no one likes. Fucking Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Senor Speedy. It's like, okay.
Slowpoke Rodriguez carry a gun. You can't do that character even if he wasn't racist anymore. His whole gag is that he has a gun.
He just shoots people. That's great. That's so great.
I feel like cartoon like guns just firing in the air, and like if somebody gets shot, there's just like a cartoon hole that disappears a second later. I think that's fine.
Or like their face is covered in like the gunpowder soot or whatever.
I think that's fine.
Yeah,
like,
I'm fine with that.
But
I don't care about that.
Did you ever see the Three Caballeros, the Disney cartoon with Donald Duck?
Yeah.
There's a character named Panchito Pistoles in it. Mexican people also love him. He's had his own comic since that movie came out in Mexico.
I used to have a tape with this. I used to watch it.
The other guy, what was his name? Jose Carioca.
Yeah.
Has a comic in Brazil that he's had since that movie came out. They love
crazy.
Him. And the same thing with Panchito in Mexico. He's had a comic the whole time.
Right.
But he showed up on like something newer, like fucking House of Mouse or something, and he just has 2 empty holsters on his waist.
They don't. They made him check his guns at the door.
His last name is Pistoles.
His last name is Guns.
It's
literally guns.
What the fuck? Like Yosemite Sam had guns in Space Jam. You can't take away the gun from him. That's part of the character.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
When we talked about gun control, I didn't think we meant the cartoons.
We didn't have to take the cartoon guns away, did we? I understand the cigarettes, but the guns?
Yeah, it's fucking like cartoons were crazy. There's this cartoon called Band Recital, like a Mickey Mouse cartoon.
Yeah.
Where they're like, Mickey Mouse is putting on a big show for everybody, and there's like a band recital, and Donald keeps popping out and playing a flute.
Yeah.
He's playing a different song, and Mickey Mouse keeps like violently ejecting him from the band.
Yeah.
Until eventually Mickey Mouse pulls a fucking gun out and starts chasing.
Dude, you gotta love cartoons, man. Like,
I love them so much. Like, I'm a big animation guy.
I don't think people know how well versed you are in animation. Like, it's crazy the shit that you know, man.
Yeah,
like,
I know too much. Like, my knowledge base is in such completely unimportant horse shit in real life.
No, man. I mean, I love that.
Animation means a lot to me. I know a lot about it, but
dude,
I don't know how to do it, but I know a lot about it.
Well, you know how to do it very slowly.
I know, like, little animation stuff. I've done, like, like a dude winking or...
Well, they animate on, like, every other, right? Every other frame.
Yeah, I wouldn't even do that. That'd be on, like, thirds. I'm not going to do every other.
Yeah.
But,
it's hard, dude.
Animation back in the day was fucking nuts. Now, like, Flash is used a lot.
Yeah, like South Park uses Flash and shit.
Unfortunately, Flash can be used to make really excellent cartoons, and it has in the past.
Yeah.
But it's how much effort you put into it. And the way cartoons work these days is minimal movement.
It's like anime. It's like...
Anime can range from minimal movement to, like, fucking insane
super
shit,
complicated.
like Miyazaki stuff.
Yeah.
Usually the way anime works, especially, like, younger person anime, is, like, it's really static and unmoving until there's a fight scene, and then it becomes the most fluid shit you've ever seen in your life.
Right. They throw all the effort into the fight.
Yeah. It's like, reminds me of Samurai Jack, really.
Oh, God, did you watch... I know we were totally going off on
that. Yeah, we're completely off book at this point. Whatever. This episode sucks dick, everybody.
Yeah, this episode is fucking terrible. Did you watch the final Samurai Jack season?
Yes, I did.
Holy
I watched it when it came out.
Dude, it, like, fucked me up.
That was some crazy fucking shit, especially, like, the inner monologue Jack that happened.
Dude, like, the beginning where he kills
when
that
he's,
girl.
like, fucking, like... Oh my god, like, when he's, like, fucking completely suicidal, pretty much. Like,
he's like a crazy person.
Oh man, that whole season is fucking crazy.
It made me, like, really sad. I was like,
oh yeah.
Holy
like,
shit.
he wasted his fucking life, pretty much.
Yeah, he, like, spends all of his time. It's so perfect, though, because it's such a bittersweet, like...
Yeah, it is.
Like, he should have stayed. He should have just stayed in that world.
He had to go back to the past. It's in the theme song, Josh.
Gotta go back, Samurai Jack.
I wonder what his real name was.
Yeah, right?
They never actually reveal that.
Yeah,
the dudes and the weird aliens he meets call him Jack. And he starts
like,
calling
hey,
himself
Jack!
that.
And he's like, Jack?
Yeah.
What?
That's my name. That was a good Phil Lamar, actually.
Fucking Phil Lamar, yeah.
I can't believe the guy from Mad TV voiced Samurai Jack.
Dude, he's great.
He is really good. He's also really good at doing a bunch of different voices.
Yeah, he's Kit Fisto in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, he's Green Lantern as well.
He is Green Lantern.
He's Green Lantern and Mr. Terrific, and he does two completely different voices for them.
You know who my favorite voiceover from the Justice League cartoon?
Who's that?
Wei-Yoon is the question.
Oh yeah, God, he's so fucking good.
And he's so funny because he's just like spouting crazy fucking conspiracy theories.
Dude, when I was a kid, my dad really loved the show Wings, not like the show about like actual planes, but the one about the airport that the two brothers ran.
Yeah. I forgot about the one about planes on Discovery Channel.
That was a good show too.
You're fucking taking me back right now, dude.
Taking you back to the past, Samurai Jack.
Samurai Josh.
But fucking the Wings show starred a guy named Tim Daly.
Yeah.
And then I started watching Superman the Animated Series as a kid around the same time.
Yeah.
I didn't know that the guy who voiced Superman was also named Tim Daly. I look it up as an adult. It's the same guy.
It's the same Tim Daly. No, it's like the power of animation, like what it does to your brain. Like
to this day, when I read a comic book, I hear Tim Daly's voice as Superman and Kevin Conroy's voice as Batman.
Yeah, that's their voice. That's for me too with Batman. Like if I read a Batman thing, I'm like, oh, it's Kevin
Conroy's voice.
Yeah.
Dude,
it's crazy.
It is absolutely fucking nuts. We were supposed to be talking about Tasha Yar, who also does voice work, actually. Denise Crosby.
She's all over the STO game, dude.
Well, she has to recoup some of that lost Star Trek money somehow.
She's not bad in it. She's alright in it.
There are like rumors, right? There are IRC chat room, ICQ chat room rumors from back in the 90s.
Holy shit.
And that she like begged the producers to come back on the show in later seasons, and that's why they created the character of Sayla.
Yeah.
And
she's Sela in well, she's both in the game, but she's mostly Sela.
But they like the rumor is that she like straight up begged to get back on the show.
And they were like, nah.
Which is like I don't know. She must have felt like real fucking stupid when TNG caught on.
Yeah.
She should have pulled a fucking Crusher, right, and not burned her bridge and just came back. Because that's what fucking Gates McFadden
did, yeah. I didn't know that about Gates, but, like, I can see that with Denise Crosby. Like, she did a bunch of weird, like, horror movies and shit, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
there was that episode of Best of the Worst where they had that fucking Mutant Species movie on there.
Yeah. Oh man,
fucking! She completely tanked her career. I mean, nobody on TNG besides Patrick Stewart really like had a great career afterwards. Well, no, that's not true. LeVar Burton did.
LeVar Burton did, and I guess Frakes did because he directs and stuff.
That's true. He moved into directing. He's not bad. He's like the seminal TV director, though.
They wanted him to direct Star Trek Beyond. There was like a petition. I know that doesn't mean anything, but like people were really into like having him do it, which like would have been cool.
That would have been crazy to see how he handled it, because like he's TV director, man.
Yeah, but he did First Contact, which is pretty good.
That's true. I like First Contact a lot.
Yeah, Die Hard in Space.
I still have problems with it. Like
I love it.
A lot of the shit's like really dumb, and the characters act like stupid action movie versions of themselves.
Yeah, they're real like.
But it's still a pretty damn good movie. I like it. Denise Crosby is not in that movie. We're still talking about Star Trek. Fuck it. Whatever.
I'm glad that she like did that though. Like I can't even imagine like what would she have done? Like what kind of character would she have been?
If she came back, I imagine that was the idea with like the other timeline Tasha Yar.
Yeah, yesterday's whatever the fuck.
They had the option to keep rolling. If they wanted to, they could have pulled like a fucking Harry Kim and just kept the alternate universe version. Yeah. But I imagine they decided against it because it's stupid.
Worf is way better, by the way.
Oh yeah. So, plus, I think somebody said to me earlier that they were just like Spivsy maybe said to me earlier.
Yeah.
That I guess I'm dating when we're recording this. Spivsy said that he and his like significant other were watching it, and they were just constantly going, "Where the fuck is Worf?"
Yeah, he's not in this episode at all.
No, he was right not to be.
Yeah,
I don't know how any black actor was like, "Yeah, I'll do that."
Oh man, dude, I don't know how any actor was like, "Yeah, this is a great idea."
I don't know.
Maybe I think it's a sign of like the times though. Like it would be on and it would go away. Like that was it.
Yeah, I mean, you needed a job. I imagine like the further back you go in time, the more difficult it is as somebody who's not a white person to get a job as an actor.
Yeah, but I mean, even like with this episode, even like having read the script, I can't believe that. You know, Patrick Stewart, who's from England, where they're a little like a little more like not okay with this shit. You know, like
English people are pretty fucking racist against Indian people, like people from India and Muslims.
Well, they make delicious food, both of those.
Yes, they do.
Groups of people. So
yes, I don't know. I mean, as like a generality kind of thing, I'm not ragging on English people. Like everybody knows Americans are pretty racist against black people.
Oh yeah, no, we're like the most racist.
Yes, we're pretty racist against everybody. Really, everybody who's not white.
We're so racist. We hate ourselves. That's why we just shoot at ourselves all the time.
Yeah,
everyone's just killing everybody.
Beautiful world we live in. Yep. Back to Tasha Yar. I just wonder what they were going for her character, because like right before they kill her off, they write this big story about how she was on like a rape planet. She was on like rape colony.
Yeah, it was like a Mad Max world.
Yeah,
where shit
and she was like
crazy.
rescued by the Federation, and that's why she fucking loved Picard, because Picard is the one who rescued her.
Yeah.
Or no, she loved the Federation. Somebody else rescued her.
Yeah, but she's like super like G.I. Jane, right?
Yeah,
like
she's all
like,
in on the Federation, but she has like anger problems, which could have been really good.
Right.
But
they could have been had
way
like
better.
Yeah, they could have had like a Starbuck or something. Like
I think that's kind of what they were going for, really, that type of character.
Yeah, but
I feel like if you didn't have a Tasha Yar to begin with, you might not have had a Starbuck.
Maybe. But I feel like Katie Sackhoff like is Starbuck. Like it's really
she
tough
plays
to,
that
like...
she's
Yeah, she's just Starbuck.
She plays the character in Longmire.
Dude, it's a Aries trait. She's Aries. I'm also that.
I knew that.
We don't really have like a filter.
What am I, Josh?
When were you born?
I'm not fucking telling you that.
When's your birthday?
What was I? Tell me. You've heard this before.
Are you a Libra?
Yes.
I knew that.
Yes, you don't have to sleep on the couch tonight.
Thank God. I love the couch. I mean, I hate the couch.
You can't spoon on the couch, Josh.
That's all you can do on a couch.
No, you can do other stuff.
If you well, I mean, I'm no Lutan, but you know, I've couched. I have couched.
I think we've just created another saying for M Class Podcast. I'm no Lutan, but
Lutan is like the fucking like Don Quixote or whatever. Fucking.
I'm not Lutan or anything, but you know, I do okay.
Every woman wants Lutan.
Oh God, I'm not even gonna remember his name after this.
No, I'm not either.
I just wonder where her character was gonna go, but I'm really glad it didn't go anywhere and Worf became the chief of security.
Captain's log. Stardate 5122-2. While monitoring Earth, we found Bob and Johnny playing in the attic. It was a phaser duel. Bob, hiding behind an old trunk, spotted a shadow on the door. He fired 3 phaser flashes in a row. He missed. John started to work his way closer. He knew his super phaser was good at 50 feet, but he wanted a sure shot. They both started to fire. Bob was on the ladder. John fired. He hit the Starfleet badge. The sound signaled a hit. Only the Star Trek Super Phaser 2 target game signals every time you score. Star Trek Super Phaser 2 target game, new from Mego.
And now, I feel like we've reached the end of M Class Podcast.
Forever.
Oh,
Jeff,
if we were ever gonna quit, it'd be right in the middle of these fucking episodes, right?
Oh my god. At least Prophet and Lace like isn't this bad.
No, it's
like
It's like horrifically sexist, but
there's major sexism.
There's a lot of that in this too, but
that's the math I'm doing in my head, right? Like at least there's not crazy racism in Prophet and Lace.
We went off on a weird tangent about animation and voice acting.
Well, we needed to talk about something that we liked in the midst of this horrible... That's the thing about these horrible episodes. Like, we're going to go on tangents way more because, like, there's not a lot to say. Especially this episode, there's not a lot to say about this.
No, I don't think anybody's going to blame us for that shit either.
Yeah.
People tune in to listen to their old pals, Josh and Jeff, bullshit for 6 hours or however long these
talk about Superman and Wings.
Yeah, Wings. This is the Wings podcast. Wings Over Podcast is the name of this.
But it has to be : not the one about the actual planes. Because it's confusing.
We'll just do both.
Somebody would be like, this isn't the Discovery Channel, Wings!
Watch Wings episode 1 and they're like, fuck, these planes are awesome.
Oh, this one's about F-14s. Wait a minute.
Who the fuck is Tim Daly? What did he fly?
2 brothers own an airport. Unbelievable.
I can't fucking follow this. You know, Monk was in that.
He was Tony Shalhoub,
Yeah,
who's
Tony
in a
Shalhoub.
million things.
Who's in Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, there's somebody downstairs above the store that I live above has a Monk mug.
Yeah.
So everyone brings in their mug, right? And they hang them up and you can use your mug for your coffee.
Yes.
And somebody has a Monk mug and I'm always like, whose fucking Monk mug is this?
I don't know. Like, I'm like a huge fucking detective story guy, and even I am
Yeah.
just like casually watching Monk every now and then. Like,
People think it's really funny and they're like, oh, OCD is so funny. And it's like, that
try
dude would
living
be...
with that shit, motherfucker.
Dude, that dude would be like in a mental institution. Like it's like he's like debilitating fucking
Yeah.
OCD. Like you don't have that kind of OCD and just go outside and be like, I'm a guy now. You know, like it's crazy.
I'm a detective.
Dude. Yep.
I don't know. That was like a big thing. Like, housewives fucking loved Monk.
Yeah.
Speaking of people housewives used to love,
Did they love Lutan?
fuck it. You know who can go fuck himself? Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah, he's a lunatic, man.
I know you listen to this podcast, Kevin. Go fuck yourself.
You're not doing much else.
No one likes
he-
you anymore. You lost your muscles and no one loves you.
Does he have a disease?
Yeah, I'm being an asshole. I don't give a fuck. Fuck him.
No, he's crazy. Like he's crazy.
Piece
like
of shit.
He's a really shitty person.
I agree. He deserves that. You know who else is kind of a fucker? Dean Cain.
I saw him at the Kitten Bowl before the Super Bowl. Yeah, on Hallmark Channel. They were
Dean
playing
Cain made his career on the fucking Hallmark Channel. That and playing Superman and Lois Adventures of Lois and Clark.
the shittiest Superman ever.
That's a pretty good show, Josh. If you
When
watched
does
it,
Superman do stuff? He doesn't
he
do anything in that show.
He does do stuff in that show.
What does he do?
He fucking stopped a rocket from exploding in the first episode. That's the only one I've watched in 20 years.
Terry Hatcher's in that, so I mean.
Terry
alright.
Hatcher's a Stone Cold Fox. So.
Dude, I remember being a little kid watching Tango and Cash, and she's in it.
Yes, she is.
And
she's Stone Cold Foxy in that shit.
And she like awoke things in my young body that I didn't know about.
Gross.
I was like, what is going on right now?
Ugh. I didn't need to know that shit.
The movie that really
Tango
did
and
it
Cash
though, was
is fucking a great, terrible movie, by the way.
Yo, I love that movie.
I love it too.
They used to show that on like Sunday night for like the Sunday night movie, like Tango and Cash. Oh
I
my
can't
god.
believe Sylvester Stallone plays the nerdy by the books cop.
That's right, he's the nerd, but it's fucking what's his name? It's fucking
It's Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. I always want to say Jeff Bridges, but that's
They're
not it.
very similar back in
They're
those
very
days. But like they were pretty interchangeable actually back in like the mid 80s.
When did I want to say Tango and Cash was like 90?
Yes, I think it was like 89 or 90.
Yeah.
It was before Cobra. I know that.
No, it was after Cobra.
Dude, Cobra is like the type of movie that has token plot.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing in that movie at all. There's a weird scene where he like opens a box of pizza and it's got a gun in it, and he like eats like one bite of a piece of pizza and then like fixes a gun and then leaves. That's the whole scene.
Cobra was 86, Tango and Cash was 89.
89, I knew it.
Cobra, I used to watch Cobra because my like dad had a tape of Cobra or whatever. Brigitte Nielsen is in it. She's
Yes.
super tall.
Do you want a Pepsi after you watch that film?
Do I want a Pepsi?
Do you ever
after I
feel
watch-
the need to drink a Pepsi while you're watching Cobra?
Do they drink Pepsi? And I don't
No,
remember.
there's Pepsi symbols everywhere in that movie.
Oh, I don't remember.
Like there's the whole supermarket scene. Every time he steps into a new frame, there's still Pepsi in the
There's still
background.
Pepsi. They only sell Pepsi at Dillon.
And he bypasses all the Pepsi and opens up a beer and drinks it. And then I was like,
That's what
"How are
Cobra
you
would
selling
do.
this?"
That's what Cobra would do.
Cobra would do that and also wear a very, very tight necklace. That's what Cobra would do.
Why does he get a better necklace?
He's got the tightest necklace on earth.
What does he
It's, like,
drive? Does he
choking
drive?
him.
He drives like a weird car, right?
I
like
don't know. I know that he like bashes it into some Tufts car, and then he like rips the guy's shirt and walks away.
Yeah, it's like some weird like old car that I don't know what it is.
I don't know. We're fucking talking about Cobra now.
This is like what happens with us though. Like this isn't even. This is like bonus. Like
This
is
isn't
what we
like
do.
podcast specific either. It's just when we're talking to each other, we end up
Yeah.
going off on these fucking tangents.
Yeah, we just talk about whatever. Like fuck it.
So
talking about
go to your
Cobra.
local cinema and check out the movie Cobra.
Go to your $2 movie theater that probably doesn't exist around you anymore.
No, regular movie theaters barely exist around people anymore, let alone
Yeah,
that
seriously.
shit.
Yeah.
So you know what? We're gonna wrap up M Class Podcast, everybody. I'd like to take a minute to thank each and every one of you who tunes into this because we love you.
I also want to love you.
At the same time.
I gotta get my emotion chip put in though first.
Yeah, neither of us is a lutan or anything, but we could definitely.
I've couched. Yeah.
We've couched a couple times.
I've done some couch.
If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, which hopefully by now we'll be using more,
do
you
it.
can follow us at mclasspodcast,
Yeah.
or you can send us an email over to mclassemail@gmail.com. Singular. All singular, baby.
It's funny because I don't even remember sometimes which one it is.
I don't either. Like, you know I don't. I fuck it up every single time.
Well, I feel like we've fucked it up so many times that I don't even know it's real right now. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Whatever. You can send us an email and we'll read it on our M Class emails episodes.
Yeah, do that.
And you know what? I hope you'll tune in next time. I hope you'll come and spend some more time with your neighbors again.
Thank you for being a friend.
Travel down the road and back again.
Talking about Cobra and some other stuff that's not Star Trek.
Yeah, we didn't spend a whole... If you figured out like a pie chart of this episode, the Star Trek portion of it would be pretty fucking minuscule.
I would love to see fan-made pie charts about this episode. Put them on the Twitter. Post them on the Twitter.
Yeah. You know what? We had a cool art contest a while back. It's gonna be like
yeah.
it's gonna be like a fucking month ago now, but
Yeah, well, it was awesome though.
it was so fucking cool that we got like a pretty good amount of entries this time. And we posted the winners up on our Twitter, so you can go over there and check that out. But I want to thank everybody who sent in art, because man, it was so fucking cool.
Dude, some of them I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, I was like shocked. I will say that our winners were Ryunzoid and Nishka,
Yes.
and they were just the coolest fucking people.
Yeah, I'm trying to find them. I'm going on the Twitter. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's a ways back now.
There it is. Oh, I love the one where it's you looking at me. We're naked. That's a real thing.
That's just a photo. I was wondering how he got that.
Yeah, I was like, did we pose for this? I don't remember posing.
It's also
for
got
this.
like our physiques down too.
Oh, for real. Like little. Yeah, I need to go to the gym a little
Yeah,
bit.
the I don't go to the gym enough physique.
Yeah,
is
the
right
I'm
on
just
display.
a guy physique.
Anyway, we'll talk to you next time.
Okay, bye.
on
I
M
love you.
Class. You guys have a good time. Bye.
Bye.